Back in 2017, the hype for Mass Effect Andromeda was insane. But upon the game's release, that hype quickly turned to anger due to the infamously poor facial animations and game-breaking glitches. And when what could be a serious moment is ruined by that character's facial expressions, then you know you have a problem. But is that what truly killed Mass Effect Andromeda? I beg to differ. The biggest problem lies within the writing. It's subpar, borderline atrocious at times.
I think I really pissed that one off. Maybe because I shot him in the face.
If you were to compare the overall dynamics of the first Mass Effect trilogy story contra that of Andromeda, you would find one critical difference. In Mass Effect 1, Shepard goes on a mission to expose the evil Saren. At the same time, he has to struggle with the Council who denies Saren's betrayal, the Geth, the Thorian, the Reapers. The story, in other words, is ever-changing and booming with conflict. Mass Effect 2 has you running up the old gang to stop the hostile collectors from abducting human colonies. In order to succeed, you need your team at its best, and to ensure their loyalty to you and to the cause, you must dive deep into each and everyone's personal stories and give them some form of conclusion. In Mass Effect 3, everything blows up in all-out war with the Reapers, and the fate of the entire galaxy rests on your shoulder as the player. And it's up to you to unite every single species in the galaxy to fight the Reapers, no matter all their personal differences. Again, there are stakes and ever-changing conflicts. Mass Effect Andromeda is about your arrival into the Andromeda galaxy, and while you're trying to set up new colonies, there are hostile aliens known as the Ket trying to stop you. That is the premise for the whole game, and it never strays from this path. It has the most mundane plot and villain imaginable. The antagonist in this case, the Ket, and the Archon that leads them, wants to destroy or convert every sentient form of life into Ket. Cool. Why? They never explain it. They don't give the villain a proper motivation to do the things he does, except for he's evil. And being evil for the sake of being evil is never a good sign of a good villain. Except if said villain has other likable traits, such as charisma, which the Archon does not possess. Comparing the Archon to, say, Saren, who isn't a perfect villain either, but he was at least interesting and had proper motives. Saren is revealed to be working for the Reapers for the sole purpose of sparing his species when the Reapers invade. As he starts to unravel, you start to see that Saren has become exactly what he feared, a slave to the Reapers. Comparing the protagonists, Shepard was headstrong, charismatic, he knew how to get the job done and how to have fun with his friends afterwards.
Come on. Maybe we can take some actual time off. No explosions or anything. Just us.
I'll believe it when I see it. But it's worth a shot.
Ryder, on the other hand, is just bland. I can't recall any moment from Andromeda that stood out to me as a character-defining moment.
That's pretty amazing.
In my second playthrough, I was so desperate for character qualities in Ryder that I went out of my way to be as much of a sarcastic fuck as possible to at least get some emotion in there.
Except I am gonna fuck your shit up.
I thank you too. I see you begin to understand the gift that the Ket bring to all Andromeda.
Not likely.
I think the most invested person in this entire initiative is Ryder Sr. He is all business, sort of what an older and hardened Shepard might have turned out. Then they kill him off, so that you can take up his mantle as the Pathfinder. I feel like the story would have benefited a lot more if it was centered around Ryder Sr. You are new to this galaxy and desperately try to build a home for your two children since their mom passed away, setting up the opportunity for romance as you search for another role model for the kids or something. This is just me grasping at straws, but you can't deny that there is potential in something like that. Comparing squad mates. The ones you recruit in the original games have direct stakes in the plot, while those in Andromeda sort of just tag along. Sure, some of the squad mates in Andromeda are pretty fun to interact with, like Vetra and Drax, but they don't really matter in the game's main plot, do they? In my version of Andromeda, the one where Alec Ryder is the main character, not Scott or Sarah, I see Alec trying to pick up the pieces when Vetra, who is not your by-the-books person, finds her way aboard your ship. You initially clash with her regarding protocol, but you bring her along since she has shown to be competent at her job. Eventually she starts to unravel, and you find that there is a reason behind her behavior. Insert amazing BioWare storyline here. And you see that she isn't as bad as she might seem. As you bond with her, you teach her the values of order and direction, and you learn her ways of lighting up. As for the gameplay in Andromeda, the combat system is definitely its strongest suit. It is undoubtedly the best in any Mass Effect game. The design is also noteworthy. The new ship, as well as the new armors and weapons. What I feel lacked in previous Mass Effect games was proper armor customization. This has been vastly improved in Andromeda. Far from awesome, but a step in the right direction. If we compare Shepard's N7 gear to Ryder's, you can see that Ryder has so many more gizmos and gadgets, making you feel like a total badass. And as you progress, you can make upgrades to an armor's level, making it stronger as well as adding more visual things to it, like plates and bandoliers, further adding to a sense of progression. The Witcher 3 had a similar system where certain types of gear were upgradable in that manner, going from basic to mastercrafted. The user interface, especially the crafting interface, is terrible in Andromeda. It has the steepest learning curve to fucking operate a menu. The dialogue system has also been changed, and the Paragon Renegade system has been swapped out for this new system where you can choose to respond emotionally, logically, casually, or professionally. Naturally, I thought that either response would lead to a different outcome, but they don't really. It says that the responses help define Ryder's character. Well, one would need to have a character for that to be the case. So after years of waiting, this is what we're greeted with. A hollow husk of a game. Pun intended. I've said this before back when I reviewed the game. Andromeda is not a bad game. It has tons of potential. Potential that is unfortunately completely wasted. In the end, my stamp for Andromeda is disappointment overall. I hope you have enjoyed this trilogy covering the 3 sides of a quadrilogy. If you have made it through all the parts, I applaud you. It was a pleasure to make these videos. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.